Honolulu Blues listeners. This episode is sponsored by the app Autograph. Use the code GOLIONS, one word, when you sign up. The only app that scours all social media platforms to bring you all of your favorite team's content, keeping you as up to date with the Lions news as Dan Campbell himself. Autograph also has fee-free tickets. Yeah, you heard me. Stop buying $100 tickets with $300 worth of fees added on top. It's time we start to normalize not paying for fees on our tickets. Go to the app Autograph to get your fee-free ticket. Autograph's co-founder, Tom Brady, is also giving away a signed TB12 football. To get entries to win it, just go to Autograph and play in their Survivor Pool Weekly Challenge. Earn an entry for every week you correctly guess an NFL team that will win. If you lose one week, no biggie. Just come back next week and try again. Earn up to 18 entries, and maybe you will have a Tom Brady signed football at your house. Just download the app Autograph and use the code GOLIONS. Hey, go Lions! Happy Thanksgiving Eve, the biggest drinking night of the year. Everyone stay safe, but let's test that liver before tomorrow. Let's see what it's got. 9 wins in a row for our Detroit Lions. It is crazy. It is a crazy time to be alive. As always, I'm Nick Faber, and I'm joined by Adam Stark and Julius Porter. We are the Honolulu Blues Show, brought to you by Peak and Autograph. We are here to break down some of the performances we saw on Sunday, and just like the Lions, do a quick turnaround for a game tomorrow. However, we've been killing some trivia lately, and I've just found it awesome. It's such a great way to keep our minds fresh, learn something new, laugh at each other, scrutinize Julius or each other, and utilize and ultimately crown a champion of the smartest person on the show for the week. So, boys,
it's my fault. I'm a natural born ish talker, and I love trivia. So
why are you losing, everyone? No, let's give Julius chance. He did win last week. He is our reigning champion right now, even though Adam is taking on the first couple. We are going to start with Julius. The Lions are playing the Chicago Bears. Oh, hold on. Let me get this set up. Okay. The Lions are playing the Chicago Bears this week for the 189th time. The first game ever between the two was a 7-6 Portsmouth Spartans win over the Chicago Bears. The game was played at the home stadium for the Portsmouth Spartans. So my question to you is, what was the name of the stadium the Portsmouth Spartans played in from 1930 to 1933? Was it A, Universal Stadium, B, Warner Stadium, C, Spartan Stadium, or D, Portsmouth Stadium? Julius.
I love Nick. You're the greatest trivia host of all time, bro. Literally, we are so lucky to have you here.
Thank you.
I am gonna go with B, Warner Stadium.
That's a good guess, but that is incorrect. Adam, you do have a chance to steal. We know B is not correct.
I'm gonna go A.
Adam is such a good trivia.
It was called Universal.
Universal Warner. I was looking at the categories, and I was like, it's either C or D or A or B. Like, I figured B was gone, so.
Yeah. That's about right. That's about the right thing. I
was originally gonna do like Universal Studio or Stadium, Warner Stadium, and I was gonna do like 2 other movie ones, but I was like, that's kind of like we're starting.
They were even saying B in the comments. They didn't.
It sounds good, but no, that's Warner Studios I was thinking of. But let's go to question number 2. This one's for Adam, who's got a 1-0 lead. Thanksgiving will be on November 28th this year, Adam, which is the latest it can possibly be. So my question to you, what of these 4 major events happened on November 28th? A, Dan Campbell wins his first game as a Lions head coach. B, Barry Sanders becomes NFL's second all-time rusher. C, Joe Montana completes his 22nd consecutive pass. Or D, Gordie Howe becomes the first player to play in 1,000 NHL games. I pointed to my Gordie Howe poster. I don't know if you can see it.
So it could be any year. That's it. Okay. I'm gonna go.
I will tell you this: 3 of these happened on the 29th of November. 1 happened on the 28th.
I figured they were only a day apart.
Oh, I'm gonna go D. Gordie Howe.
That is incorrect, sir. Julius gets a guess. Can you guys even see my Gordie Howe? Or am I just pointing at him?
I see him. You can't miss his. You can't miss his widow's peak, bro.
That's right. No, you can't, bro. That's gonna look like me. Look, I'm not even taking my hat off because that's me.
My dad used to always say that. He's always say how Gordie Howe had like the perfect widow's peak, but
it is, dude. It's magnificent. All right, Julius, what do you got? Answer is not D.
Okay, it's not D. So it's a football and answer to this question. And this is a guess because this is a hell of a question, Nick. I'm gonna go A, Dan Campbell.
I think it is A.
That is correct.
I knew it. Oh,
Dan Campbell gets his first win.
Adam, you're the king of guessing. I thought you'd have got that.
I see what I did was a back-to-back A to fuck with Adam.
But you see how you had one hockey standout there. That's why he gets Gordie Howe, probably.
I was glad it popped up so I could throw it in there. I was trying to do all Detroit, but the Joe Montana consecutive passes kind of played along with Jared Goff in Detroit a little bit earlier this season, so I wanted to add that as well. Dan Campbell gets his first win as a Lions head coach as Amon-Ra St. Brown catches the final touchdown pass, in the final seconds, the touchdown pass in the final seconds to win the game. Let's go back to Julius. It's 1-1. Both of you have stolen the other person's question. We got 2 more to go. The last time the Lions won on Thanksgiving, Julius, I was there. Slay picked off Kirk Cousins with like 20-something seconds to go, and Matt Prater nailed the game winner as the Lions beat the Vikings 16-13. It was amazing. It was one of the best games I've ever been to, but that is not the question. The question is, what was the number 1 movie in 2016? Was it A, Rogue One, a Star Wars story? B, Captain America, Civil War? C, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice? Or D, Finding Dory?
It gotta be Captain America.
You gotta be right. It is B.
That was such an easy one. We all know Nick's the Marvel guy. Come on.
Point over there. I got pointing everywhere today.
No, you got me with a Marvel one a couple weeks ago, actually, where I thought I was right. Like, it's the Marvel movie. That had
it was
to be
Spider-Man. You guessed Spider-Man, but the answer
That's
was
right.
something random. I don't remember, but
yeah.
Oh,
Captain America. So it's 2-1. Adam can win it. I'm gonna give Adam 2 points here if he can get it. This is all up to Adam, but if he misses, Julius.
Are you clutch?
Here comes Adam's last one. With 25 days of Christmas, just a few days away, with some of my favorite movies to watch, our last question is a tough one. According to USA Today, what was the most watched Christmas movie between November 10th and December 10th, 2023? Was it A, Die Hard, B, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, C, Home Alone, or D, Elf?
I always get down to 2. Oh. I'm gonna go D, Elf.
Shall I remind you? This is for the win. The last question is worth 2 points today. The answer is D, Elf.
If you ain't clutch, you ain't much, Julian.
If you ain't clutch, you ain't much. Oh, Adam takes home trivia this week.
Much respect. Much respect.
That was a good one, Julius. That's close though. But Adam takes it home with Elf. That was a fun one. All right. That was great. Let's jump to a little bit of news. Breaking news. All right, so we do have a lot of news today for this new segment. We're just going to talk one piece, but if you're looking for like injuries and stuff like that, just keep watching. Later on in the show, we'll get to all injuries and everything. But the big news I wanted to bring up was, I don't know, kind of a shocker to me, I guess. As much as it wasn't. James Houston was released by the Detroit Lions after 8 sacks in 7 games. I think it was his rookie year. And then some injury, I can't remember what it was, but to start the year last year and out for season. Couldn't really play his way into a ton of reps, even with the Hutchinson injury this year. So, Adam, I want to start with you. What are your thoughts just on the James Houston era in Detroit?
Well, real quick, the Lions Twitter account just posted a blooper reel of the Sonic and Knuckles commercial that Jahmyr Gibbs and Dave Montgomery did. So, anyone listen, check that video out.
Yes,
just posted on our account as well. Anyways, James Houston. It was kind of surprising because he kind of did a little bit in the last couple games, definitely the Houston game, and was seeming like, was starting to progress, and then kind of out of nowhere, boom, cut. The Browns did end up picking him up. I don't know if you mentioned that, but he's on the Browns now. They did claim off waivers, which AFC, I'll take it. Stays in the North. Sometimes the jokes write themselves. But James Houston, I really do wish we could have just seen this dude's full potential, seen what he was like. I think the ankle injury really kind of derailed his career, and I do think he could get back to maybe a player he once was-ish, but I just don't think the Lions were ready to wait, didn't have the play time for him, and honestly might have just wanted, to have him get a real shot elsewhere because it was just so tough with us, because anytime he would make a bad play, we would just pull him out because we know what he would do. So Houston, tough one, but I trust Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes.
Sure. Julius, we'll switch the same question over to you, though. Just, thoughts on the Houston era in Detroit, him being released, going to the Browns, everything.
I mean, it's pretty unfortunate to see. He's really like the first Brad Holmes era Jim that fell by the wayside, that didn't join the rest of the crew, as to speak. And you're right, Adam, that he never returned to form after that injury. It's unfortunate because, at least he has another shot in Cleveland. I just don't think he's going to ever recover from it. If he didn't show it here, then he's probably not going to show it there. He went to a historical black college. He played for Deion Sanders. I mean, he was just a great story. He was an off-ball linebacker in high school and college, and he came in and was just the craziest bend you ever seen. So it sucks, but next man up.
Yeah, it's the second Brad Holmes draft pick to no longer be on the Detroit Lions team, Chase Lucas being the first. It's always sad when you see it because it seems like anyone that Brad Holmes drafts, you expect to be around for a decade plus. You just expect it. Like, even though maybe the writing's on the wall for guys right now, it just seems like these guys will be around forever. James Houston didn't fit Detroit's scheme, in my opinion, the Lions scheme, the way that Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell run the defense, run the team. But I don't think that's how every team does it. I think the Lions look more for versatility than other teams. I think they prioritize it more. And with James Houston being at this point in his professional career, just a get at the quarterback kind of guy, who we even saw him get a sack or two this year. Like, it's not like he was being shut out this year in the sack category either. It just didn't fit what we wanted. We wanted him to be a linebacker and an edge rusher. And if he goes to a team, he's at the Browns, but I mean, even after the Browns, if he just goes to a coordinator that wants to send him in on second and third down as a pass rusher only and not really care about what kind of rushing yards you're giving up, I think he still can succeed. But ultimately, it does seem like he's a little bit more. Do you guys remember Devin Kennard from the Lions? He ended up getting like 6 or 7 sacks, and then he went to the Giants and like couldn't even make their team. And it was just like, wow, he had like 6 sacks for us. He was so good. They paid him a lot of money, kind of like Kenny Galladay, but on the opposite side of the ball. But still, it's like sometimes guys look good for a year and then they just kind of flail out, and that might be James Houston. But like Adam said, he's a Brown now. And that's great. Go B. Go get 25 sacks. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad because he just didn't fit what we needed, and I hope the best for him. I truly do. Let's go on to a recap of Sunday's game. Lions turned out another win on Sunday, defeating the Colts 24-6 at Lucas Oil Ford Field. It was not as impressive a win as we saw against the Jags by the naked eye. But when breaking everything down, the game maybe was a little bit more impressive. But let's get to the nasty right out the way. Let's get it right out the way. Kindle Vildor. Friend of the show. So I had to kind of I didn't know how to word this, but this is what I wrote down. Not sure if he's still going to be a friend of our show after our tweets on Sunday and possibly this segment, but Vildor got exposed, dude. I was praying for Jerry Jacobs to come back. I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. I honestly couldn't believe it. Luckily, he got bailed out time and time again because Anthony Richardson might be the worst throwing quarterback I've ever seen ever start a game in the NFL, and that includes like Christian Hackenberg. Like I don't know how outside of Anthony Richardson being able to take a 300-pounder trying to tackle him upright,
that was insane.
He should not be starting in the NFL. It's fucking crazy. But regardless, he is. Kindle Vildor. Julius, how ugly was it to you watching Kindle Vildor try to keep up with the Colts receivers? Didn't matter who it was. And did you realize of how bad of a downgrade it was from Terrion Arnold?
I did not realize it until it was too late. And luckily, Terrion Arnold is coming back. Now, we're going to get to that later on in injuries, but that's the good news. Just off the front, Kindle Vildor, he was very, very bad in coverage against the Colts. He was very bad. And by the way, Anthony Richardson, he could be like a supercharged Taysom Hill if a team wanted. That would be like his perfect little gadget role, bro. And I swear he does not need to be throwing the ball more than 10 times a game. However, Kindle Vildor had a 27 coverage grade by a PFF against the Colts. It's one of the lowest I've seen from the Lions in a long time. I'm talking about I remember Jeff Okuda had like a 19 one time, his rookie year, but it was pretty bad. He was decent in run support, but all the Lions corners are. You could have replaced him with Amik Robertson easily. You could have replaced him with Dorsey. Dorsey has played much better and has played much better than Kindle Vildor showed. He's just a short yardage corner. He's not meant to cover these guys, these number ones and number twos, for 55 snaps. He played the most snaps of any Lions defender.
Didn't miss one.
Did not miss one snap, and it showed very, very badly. Terrion Arnold, as much as he struggled this year, I mean, his last game, week 12, he had a 66 PFF coverage grade, 3 times better than Vildor's. So we need the guy back. He's probable to play, and I'm very lucky. But Kindle Vildor, I love you, bro. Friend of the show, come back on anytime. That was bad.
That was bad.
Bad. I think our guy Fatbeard Bob said it perfectly. Wait, is this the right one? Yes. Lions fans are used to stellar players now, which is true in both facets of that, where it's like, yes, we are spoiled, but that's just the way it is now. So, I'm not going to, just because we had terrible teams in Vildor, might have even looked decent on a few, multiple Lions teams actually, years ago. It's just, we can't have this now. So Lions fans, yes, I get, we expect the best of the best. We need the best of the best. Vildor, at the end of the day, it wasn't great. This is a guy that, he's the meme of where they go, hey, what's wrong, to a sad person? And they're like, I accidentally became important at my job today. And it's someone bad or miserable or whatever, and it doesn't make sense, but that's Vildor. I do not think he was ever going to start a game for the Lions, at least. I just don't think he was as prepared. I think that was a lot of it too. He just, Terrion's not playing, because he went from, Terrion, questionable. Oh, Terrion missed practice. Terrion's not playing, so it was real quick. But no excuses. If a player's like that, I need every 53-man roster, all 53 guys prepared, ready to go. So if that's not Vildor, then, it is what it is. Hope he finds a different home, whatever. He didn't, luckily, give up any monster plays. Like you said, Nick, he was bailed out. And in a weird way, I'm glad that happened, because I would not want him in a position where Terrion gets, banged in the head, or his helmet flies off, or someone's helmet flies off, and he's got to come in for 2 steps. I want them to say, hey, Branch, you're playing cornerback, shift down. Brandon Joseph go in at safety, something like that, to make sure that we're not in that scenario again. Vildor should kind of be our last resort.
I know we're going to get to injuries later, but so we already know, for everyone who doesn't know, we know now, Carlton Davis ain't playing. Y'all don't think Kendall Vildor's starting again?
He is.
There's no way he's not.
It's going to be Vildor and Arnold on the outside against the Bears.
Yep. And Dorsey to back up. And if someone goes down, just like when Carlton went down last game, it's going to be Dorsey in there at 3rd string. Vildor's starting again.
I'm going to be curious to see the defensive snap percentage at the end of the game. So the starting, first drive or 2 might be that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm sure he's going to have a short hook. You're right. I'm sure. And if the first quarter, you got Romeo Oduzzi making him look like nothing, you got to make a change, Dan Campbell.
I don't think so, guys. I think we trust what we put out there. We trust our guys. I think Kendall Vildor will play every snap again.
Yeah, Mosley. Yeah. In the revolver case.
Did you see my tweet last week, by the way, guys, of him? He needed to come in. Like, you ever seen the movie Little Giants, and the kid with the glasses who's super scrawny? He's like, I want to pump you up. That kid comes walking into a game with a bunch of stuff wrapped around him to be safe. That would have been the funniest thing ever if Emmanuel Mosley would have done that.
Yeah,
but
it's a giant bubble wrap.
just giant bubble wrap. That'd have been just take ownership of it. That would have been so funny. But regardless, guys, I think Vildor's starting again this week, and I think he's going to play a lot this week. And it's going to be Caleb Williams is a lot better of a tosser than Anthony Richardson. We'll get to it. Adam, I'm glad you said all that, because I was going to ask you about Vildor as well, but you took advantage of it and just ran into it. So we'll go right back to Julius. Speaking of injuries, which we'll dive into later, whatnot. But we, at one point during Sunday, we were down Khalif Raymond, Taylor Decker, David Montgomery, and Carlton Davis, on top of being without a ton of starters like Terrion Arnold, Alex Anzalone, Marcus Davenport, and, of course, Aiden Hutchinson. Julius, just when you were watching that game, dude, what do you think was scarier? The first time you ever saw a scary movie, or watching that game? And just talk to me about what you were feeling in general as we saw these bodies flying off of the field.
So I'm starting to become a little numb to it all, really. And pretty much since Aiden got hurt, since Hutch went down, I've kind of been that's when I was scared, right? I was scared for the first time. I was like, he's our best player. What are we going to do? Are we going to drop off? We didn't drop off. My fears went away in a couple weeks. We got this next man up mentality going on. So during this game, you start seeing bodies flying. Khalif Raymond, Taylor Decker, Carlton Davis. It's just oh my God, all these starters, all these players. I wasn't really scared at all with any of them. There's only a few players like Hutch that can give me that fear. And honestly, every time Jared Goff takes a sack, I get that fear, bro. I pause in my mind, in my heart for 2 seconds just to look on the screen and make sure he gets his ass up. Jared Goff, Aiden Hutchinson, Panay Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, he's in that now. That's pretty much the group right there that I have that fear for. Everybody else, I pretty much secured a next man up mentality, look towards Dan Campbell. I wasn't really that scared or concerned. But after seeing Kendall Vildor's performance after filling in for Carlton Davis, the fear level went up a notch. Here we are. There's my fear gauge.
I agree with you. I agree. Next man up was a great mentality until Kindle
Until
was
Gildor
next man up. I
Yeah.
was like, wait a minute now, hold on. What's Sauce Gardner getting traded for these days? All right, let's keep him rocking and rolling. Let's get to the good now, right? And the great from Sunday, starting out with the 12th man. Detroit fans traveled and have been traveling like a herd of lions out to get their next prey, basically. Goff chants echoed through Lucas Oil Stadium. The videos that we all saw were just mass amounts of Lions fans. People wondering if Colts even had fans. Adam, just how impactful is it? Like, we heard Dan Campbell have talked about it before. Like, how impactful is it that we travel like this on the road games?
It's huge, actually. Like, when you get a home game like that, where, oh, man, I feel so bad for the Chargers and the Rams, where that's just almost every one of their home games. If they play a fan base that's close, play a fan base that travels well or has a good team, then they're usually like 50-50 or losing it 40-60. So, man, it seems like it's hard to play with. I feel like it's even harder for teams that get it once in a while, but not all the time like the Chargers and Rams do, where Anthony Richardson, no way he was expecting this. I guarantee we heard, oh, there's lots of Lions. No way he was expecting it was going to be like 60, 70%. The majority you can hear. You're basically playing an away game now. And I really think with these young quarterbacks, inexperienced quarterbacks, it's going to play a big role. And I want to say it was either this game or the last one where we caused like multiple false. I think it was the Texans game. Caused multiple false starts on the road because like the opposing team's fans were being so loud. That just blows my mind. Keep it going. And then also the Jared Goff chants have spread into elementary schools. I saw a viral video of kids chanting Jared Goff. Like, do you ever imagine there would be Lions chants, Jared Goff chants in like elementary schools?
No, when I was in elementary, it'd have been like Charlie Batch, Joey Harrington, Joey Harrington.
Everyone cares about Jared Goff now. That's Detroit is finally back.
Yeah, Adam, I want to follow that question up real quick with you. If you were an owner of if you were owner of an NFL team that the Lions were coming to play, so like the Lions have 3 straight home games, Bears, Packers, Bills, and then we're on the road to Chicago, and then San Fran as well. Both of those, I would assume that we're going to travel very heavily to. If you were an owner, would you try to put a PSA out there or do anything, or even like a GM to be like, fans, this isn't just a regular home game. Like our opposing team's going to bring it when it comes to fans buying tickets. Like, do everything you can not to let that happen. Or would you just say no and just let it be and not care at all, just as long as your tickets got sold?
From like my standpoint, yeah, I probably would be like, PR team, go do something about this.
It's that imperative, I think. I think it really is. I think that's fair.
I think most of owners and GMs just like, is what it is, you know, and that's kind of just the business aspect of that. You know, when you hear billionaires like that, it's like they don't care as much as like a diehard fan.
Right. Sure. I mean, that's sure.
No, in a way they might still, but
I just know like hockey teams have like disbanded. Like, you can't buy like tickets if you're in this zip code or something like that. Right. Like I've heard of that before. So I was just curious.
I know the Packers do that and did that.
Maybe it was that then.
Well, you have a lot of season ticket holders that just greedy and sell their tickets to Lions.
Yes,
fans.
exactly. Money always.
Wherever you go, you can do that. You can find that a Lions fan. Like, hey, I'll give you double what you got. Next thing you know, Jared Goff, ringing through your city.
Ringing through your city like freaking Santa's sleigh bells, boys. All right, boys. Sonic and Knuckles both did all they could to will this team to a win, combining for 3 touchdowns. Sonic took the cake with 24 touches, 99 total yards, 2 tutties, and a beautiful Allen Iverson crossover. Lovely taunting penalty after that on his second touchdown. I just love Gibbs. He has no fucks, and it's great. Julius, it wasn't all easy sledding for Sonic, but what did you think about the performance on Sunday?
I thought it was a great performance, especially seeing that when my team went down, the fear factor a little bit more right there. You don't want to lose Knuckles in the Sonic and Knuckles duo, but he did go down, and it gave Gibbs more opportunity. And there's been a lot of talk about the Lions maybe starting to bump Gibbs up to the 1A. A little bit more. Yeah, you did mention it.
I'm doing a lot of talking about that.
Yeah, 21 touches. That's a lot. 21 attempts, actually. 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. Great change of direction. Gibbs is electric. He can make something out of nothing. So we got the best offensive line in the league. Decker goes out. Skipper's on the left side. He just bounces off of stuff. You just give him a little bit of space. That's all he needs. So Gibbs, we had one of the best running backs in the league, just like we got one of the best positions, so forth and so forth on our roster. Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5, probably top 3 running back right now in the NFL. Number one? You think he's number 1?
I'll say
Derrick Henry got a lot to say.
Hey, Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley got a lot to say.
Barkley's pretty good.
But Gibbs is he's in that league, though. He's in that league, and I'm happy to have him there.
I'm telling you, put Gibbs in Philadelphia, and they ran him like they ran Saquon, he'd have more yards than him.
Real quick, Gibbs, he had a 80 pass blocking grade in that game. If anything spells the Lions keeping him on the field more than Monty, is that he's getting better in pass protection. He can, keep Goff up on those blitzes. So it's all coming around for Gibbs.
And pass blocking is such an unsung hero when it comes to running backs. I don't think a lot of people realize, especially when it comes to drafting a running back. A lot of players are like, this guy runs so well, he should be a first-round talent, but he can't pass block. And you have to keep your quarterback upright, and that means your running back has to pick up blitzers. We know Monty's good at it, and with hearing that, I didn't even know that, so I love to hear that. Great stat call from you, Julius. Adam, we'll move over to you to another blocking machine. Penei Sewell was a beast yet again as he shoved Montgomery in for his touchdown and disrespected Colts players left and right. Adam, I have a question. Why do you think the Lions' offensive line is as dominant as they are?
Bro, it's because the guy you just said, Penei Sewell, man, he is the heart and soul of the offensive line. He has allowed Frank Ragnow to take that veteran step back, the passing of the torch, where Ragnow was that crazy animal, by far the best man on the offensive line. Now he's our 1B, and Penei has just looked so good. And I wish so bad that the NFL recorded stats of lineman stats, that if you were in on a push, how many yards did it gain? Did it get a first down? How many touchdowns did you get? So the NFL needs to get on top of lineman stats, make them more compared to with running back stats. And if a running back, gets pushed in the end zone, linemen should get some sort of credit for that or something, because Penei would have a lot of those.
Yeah, he really would. Can you imagine playing fantasy football with offensive linemen?
Gosh.
Bro, they come up with a stat for linemen, actually, that Penei Sewell would dominate in. It's somehow they measure the yardage acquired by that lineman by doing all the crazy tough stuff that Penei Sewell does, knocking dudes on the ground, poking dudes so they can't get over the golf. They measure all of that, and they put it together offensive lineman yards stat. They're coming up with it. I don't know if it's going to be anything, but
I'm down, dude. That you need stuff like that, because it is just offensive linemen get overlooked for everything. No offensive lineman has ever won Player of the Year,
blocks, quarterback sacks.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're the only good stat you can find is pancakes, and I don't give a fuck if you're pancaking someone. It looks cool on TV, but just don't let my guys get tackled.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
You can pick them up and hold them in with the air for all I can do. An airplane like he's a fucking toddler. Whatever you got to do, just don't let my guy get tackled. So that's awesome. I love that. Let's keep it moving here, even though I lost where we are. Malcolm Rodriguez earned himself a game ball and led the team with 8 tackles, 7 of which were solo. Jack Campbell also had 8 tackles, 4 solo, 4 assisted. We were excited to see Campbell step up with the green dot on his helmet, call the plays for the defense. And it seemed like he and Rodrigo really impressed, especially when it came to tackling Jonathan Taylor. Anthony Richardson, who we talked about earlier, is a beast to bring down. Julius, I guess just talk to us about how impressed you were with our entire linebacking crew. I do think I ask you this every week, but yet again, talk about them.
I mean, Derek Barnes, no Alex Anzalone. Those are the two vets. Don't matter. Rodrigo, breakout. Jack Campbell, breakout. These are top 10 linebackers, off-ball linebackers in the NFL right now, playing for the Detroit Lions together on rookie contracts. Rodrigo, per Pro Football Focus, is the best run defending linebacker in football this season. Jack Campbell not very far behind him. And honestly, this could be the duo. This could be the passing of the torch. Anzalone, he ain't got that long left. Jack Campbell, go ahead, take the torch from here. Rodrigo, go ahead and get this meta extension, and let's move forward.
Oh, Nick's muted this time. Well.
I unplugged my microphone. I was just getting it all set up. I knew I was going boop, boop, boop. But I'll take the blame. That's on me. All right, let's keep it moving. Yes, linebackers. Freaking awesome. And I love that you're saying that. You're right. If we extend both of these guys, which Campbell will need to be extended in a couple of years, and it could be a little bit more money, but Rodrigo, as good as he plays, I don't know if he's going to be getting like top dollar when he resigns by any means. So if we can get these guys resigned, Anzalone's getting older. Like I just don't know how much longer he's going to have. So I really like that perspective to it. And then we got, Derek Barnes still. He's still young. He's still on his first contract, right? Yeah.
I think he signed. Did he sign an extension?
Did he? Maybe.
No, he didn't. No,
I didn't think so. He's still his first. He's not going to be around much longer, actually. Now that I think about it, unless we extend him, we got too many boys to extend. Speaking of extending, let's talk about extending the football to the other side of the field. Jack Fox took a full week off and came back to prove that we're not only the best offense and defense in the NFL, but we have the best special teams in the NFL as well. Punting 4 times for 192 yards, all inside the 20. Jake Bates added just a little chip shot, 56 yards. It was nothing for him. It was like waking up and rolling out of bed, and he just put it right through, down the middle. So he's the best kicker in the NFL, it's still. And Adam, special teams is truly a huge aspect to the game, from punting and kicking to returning and tackling on special teams. Just talk about how good our special teams is. And then my question for you, after you talk about how good our special teams are, is there a chance that Dave Phipp is a dark horse head coach candidate this year?
So I'll get to that in a minute. The special teams, punting, Jack Fox is phenomenal. Nick, you made a great tweet. Maybe Julius, one of you made a great tweet. And it was like, oh, this is not fun. I hate watching my team punt. And that's how it was. It was like, wait, we're punting here? What's going on? And it was the really weird one where it was like 3rd and 3. And then Jared Goff took like a 12-yard sack because he tried spinning out of it. And doesn't work well, Bears fans and Caleb Williams. I'm guarantee we're going to see him try to make a play, and someone's going to get a sack. So keep that in mind, Lions fans. Anyways, Phipp being a head coach, it would be interesting because we did see for a second, like, Zach Taylor was a quarterback's coach. There was a couple other.
John Harbaugh was a special teams coach before getting the Ravens.
Yeah, sometimes they just make a big jump.
Yeah, coach, someone from the Patriots special teams, coach like
Jared Mayo was like the linebackers coach.
Wasn't, I think, Rod Marinelli before he came to Lions?
Antonio Pierce, I want to say, was the special teams coach. And they might have had head coaching in their background, but nonetheless, it is possible to make that jump. It would kind of suck. I would much rather him be either a special teams coordinator for us or, offensive coordinator and Johnsper to leave, or even defensive coordinator. I don't know what he specializes in, but Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, they will definitely get some big money offers. So hopefully we win the Super Bowl this year and, can let them go free.
There has been 2 special team coordinators to get a head coaching position. It is John Harbaugh and Joe Judge. All I'm saying is people are going to want Dan Campbell's coaching tree.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
They're going to want it, and we're going to lose like Mark Brunell to an offensive coordinator position soon. Scotty Montgomery probably to an offensive coordinator position soon. Kelvin Shepard to a defensive coordinator position soon. Hank Fraley could become a offensive coordinator. Dave Fitt could absolutely become special teams the head coach immediately with skipping a coordinator in between because of how good Jake Bates has been and how good Jack Fox is. Truly. And the way our return game against Tennessee, our tackling on special teams. In fact, if a team doesn't look at Dave Fitt to be a head coach, I think they're idiots. I do. I think he's going to be a great head coach. The one time I've ever heard him talk was when he got a game ball and he sounded like a coach. And it was like, oh, shit, we're going to lose Dave Fitt. We're going to lose Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, Mark Brunell, Calvin Shepard, Frank Haley, Scotty Montgomery, Dave Fitt, all in the next like 2 or 3 years after we win 2 or 3 Super Bowls, because everyone's going to want a piece of it. It's the same thing that happened to the Rams when Kevin O'Connell left and Zach Taylor left and Raheem Morris left. And like all these guys, you go work with the Rams under, what's his name? What's the coach's name? Sean McVay. You're going to go become a head coach somewhere if you're good enough. So I'm very nervous. I figured that was a pretty interesting question. I think no one's talking about it, so I just wanted to be the first one to bring it up. So when it happens, we can all be like, damn, Honolulu Blues thought of that first.
I like it.
Let's keep moving on. Do I have anything else? I don't know. Other than that, basically, it looks like the Lions went on the road for the 5th time in 7 weeks with 2 divisional games in 10 days looming in the back of their head. And they handled business. We put all the turduckens away, or we pull out all the turduckens and we throw them out because this year we ain't eating turkey, we ain't eating duck, we ain't eating chicken. We're eating fucking Chicago Bear kneecaps for Thanksgiving this year, boys, and it's gonna taste fucking delicious. The Lions are 0-7 in the last 7 games on Thanksgiving. And we all remember last year's colossal disaster versus the Packers. Now, for the first time in my 30s, and the first time since my daughter was 1 year old, who she's about to turn 9 soon, I want to enjoy my Thanksgiving. I just want to like have a Thanksgiving where like I can smile after and not try to fight my aunts and uncles and like get my nephew in some headlock because he said Jared Goff was not good. Like, I don't want that to happen. So let's just go out here and win. But before we get to how we are going to win, let's talk about some injuries. Adam, why don't you lead us off with the bad teams' injuries? The Chicago Bears, they're all trash anyway, but what kind of injuries they got?
They pretty much only have 2, and both players have been ruled out. It is strong safety Elijah Hicks has an ankle injury, has already been ruled out. And center Ryan Bates, which is an interesting one, a concussion and is ruled out. So I'm not sure his injury history, but concussions usually are, 1 week, especially on a short week, which takes you out. So this might be the first game he misses, which will be very interesting if Caleb hasn't played with the backup center before. If the backup center is just not good or whatever, could cause some problems. Aleem McNeil could have a monstrous game. But ultimately, they are pretty healthy except for those 2 guys, which are starters. But we have a couple starters down ourselves.
Yeah, we do. I don't like that it was so short. I do like that we're trying to manifest another offensive line disaster by our opposing team. Julie said it a few weeks ago when we played Green Bay in the rain. We talked about Elton Jenkins being moved to center, and then we saw 2 or 3 or 4 fumbled snaps. So hopefully we can manifest that to happen. But let's talk about the Lions injury. Julius was on that duty this week. What do we got? Muted, or does he? Oh, he's good. He's good.
The Lions injury report is longer than the Bears. Khalif Raymond officially put on the IR. We could see him back sometime around week 17. First playoff game, most likely. Divisional round. Khalif Raymond should be back. Taylor Decker ruled out for this game. He wanted to play. Friend of the show, you already know. Toughest guy in the room. Dan Campbell shut him down. Dan Skipper is going to start there again. He did okay job last week, and filling in for him in spots. So we'll see what he does this week.
Friend of the show, Dan Skipper.
Friend of the show, Dan Skipper. My man, Carlton Davis, also out this game. Like we mentioned, Kendall Vildor most likely going to start this game at that cornerback opposite Terrion Arnold, who is cleared to play. He's not even on the injury report anymore. So Terrion Arnold is good to go. It's going to be him and Vildor. Davis is out. We also have Emmanuel Mosley should make his debut, hopefully, maybe in this game, especially if Vildor forces a hand. Uh, David Montgomery hurt his shoulder last game. Was really worried about that. Looks like he's going to play, and look out for a revenge game for Monty against the Bears. We all know how that goes down. Continue down the line. Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's on the injury report, but he's probable to play. He's kind of just dealing with some nicks and bruises, but nothing too much to worry about. His status was never really in doubt. He just showed up on the report, and that's about it on the Lions injury front.
Love that. Love our injury reports every week, boys. Real quick shout out to my man, whomever this is, Fat Beard Bob, dude. Just ripping up our comments, and I'm loving it, dude. Come on. We aren't getting enough of them out there right now. We're kind of focused on the show, but dude, that's great. Keep it up. We love you, dude. I don't know how many times you watch, but if you're new, we appreciate you. Keep coming back. All right, let's move on to this game. For years, we've publicly mocked the Bears, but I'll be honest, I was kind of worried, and I think there's film of it out there, me being a little worried about this team coming into the season. However, their team is the epitome of having a great team on paper and no true leaders. So, Julius, my question to you real quick, as we really exercise the Bears are trash, because they are, do you think with better coaching, Caleb Williams could be a powerhouse in the NFL?
Interesting question, Nick. My answer to that, no. I think he's a bust already. I hope every Chicago Bear fan is listening right now, and you can go back in time and look at what I said during the draft. I said the Bears should have drafted J.J. McCarthy, even though he got hurt with Minnesota, still should have drafted J.J. McCarthy, or Drake May. Didn't listen to me. Or Bo Nix. Didn't listen to me. Caleb Williams is a bust. He might even be out the league in like 5 years. That's how much of a bust Caleb Williams is. I hate to tell Bears fans this. Matter of fact, Caleb Williams, if you got the gonads, bro, shut me up. Come to Detroit and break our hearts, bro. Prove me wrong. Show me. But you won't, because he's a bust. He's not good. His offensive line is not good. He can have all the weapons in the world. He can't get it out to him. His processing isn't good enough. He has a nice little arm when he wants to show off, but it's not consistent enough. He's no Pat Mahomes by any measure. He's a 4th-round draft pick backup.
I am clipping this, and I hope that we get on the Bears pregame fucking like motivation, because that was outstanding.
He got all hyped up at Oklahoma with what's his name that went to USC with Lincoln Riley. He got all hyped up. He didn't even do what he was supposed to do at USC, and then he came to the league with all that hype. Trash.
I love it. I love you, Julius, so much, dude. Julius is like 1 a.m. running on fumes, just ripping Caleb, bro.
That's all the energy I got, bro. Going to Caleb Williams, dog.
Adam, the Bears don't have a good record and lost the last 5 games in a row. However, those losses are not blowouts, losing on a Hail Mary, a blocked field goal, and some other crazy shit. Basically just 1-score games. I feel like I ask you this every week, but I'm just going to keep asking you. Is this the most trappable game that the Lions have played this year? Okay.
No.
Why not?
That's because the Lions don't play trap games. This team is too good, especially with a team like the Bears. They could be clicking. They could be looking good. But as long as their head coach is Matt Eberflus and some dude that wasn't expecting to be the offensive coordinator, which I kind of wish it was Shane Waldron, their former offensive coordinator who they fired, I would, maybe have some hope for it. But Matt Eberflus is terrible. Their OC, even whatever he does with, Caleb, DJ Moore, Swift. Also, Swift's coming home game, which I find interesting. I think we're just going to crush them in all aspects of the ball. If it's offense, defense, coaching, I feel like we're going to have the leg up. And even if they do throw a few punches, I feel like the Lions are just going to be punching the entire game. And that's what we've missed. Even last year, it seemed like there would be games where we would throw some hard punches, but we wouldn't fight the whole game. There would be spots where we would fade away. And this year, it just seems like we are laying down the hammer every single drive as hard as possible.
It's true. That's true. I love it. I love the way you boys are thinking. It's a little bit different from me, but I love that we're doing it. We all got to have our own thoughts. And If the Lions are going to win this game, they're going to need to execute on 3 vital keys. And we have those for you right here. Julius, what is the first key to a Lions victory?
Next man up. I think this was my key to victory last week too, or the week before, where it's
working.
Hey, Kendall Vildor, improve yourself, bro. That's all it takes right there. A little improvement from Kendall Vildor. That's the key to victory. Right there. Lions gonna blow out the Bears if Kendall Vildor has a 35 coverage PFF grade instead of 27.
He went from next man up to like, no, wait, hold on. That's not a key to victory. Actually, the key to victory is just Kendall Vildor, dude. Just be better, dude. Be better, man. All right.
I love you, Kendall.
That's key 1. Kendall Vildor, play better. Adam, what's key number 2?
Give me the pass rush. I want to see us take advantage of their new center. I want to see Liam have a big game. I want DJ Reader to have a sack so bad. He is so due. He's had sacks, I'm pretty sure, every single season of his career. Yes, he missed the first 4 games, but this dude's plays in the system long enough, has enough opportunities. I think he's got to make it happen. I think this is a great game, being home to make it happen.
I love that. Mine is play gritty. That's my key to victory. Divisional games are loaded. They're fucking loaded. We've seen the Chiefs almost lose to the Broncos outside of a block kick. We've seen the Ravens lose to the Steelers. We've seen the Ravens lose to the Browns. We've seen the Bears almost beat Green Bay again outside of a blocked kick. They almost beat Minnesota last week. Like divisional games are wild. We lost to Justin Fields last year in one of our best seasons. Actually, is it the best season we've ever had in the NFL, at least since the merger? Like divisional games are fucking wild. You never know what's going to happen. I do not expect a blowout here. So what I expect is a gritty freaking win with a ton of injuries. You need to get gritty. I need the most David Montgomery fourth quarter and Jahmyr Gibbs fourth quarter ever. I'm nervous. I am not nervous that we're going to lose. I'm just nervous about this game, how my heart's going to take it 18 beers deep at 12:30 on a Thursday. I don't know what's going to happen. I might throw up a little, but regardless, we just need to play gritty. But those are your 3 keys to victory. Kendall Vildor, play better, pass rush, and play gritty. Let's move over to our fun game that is prediction. Oh, I fucking love that drop. I'm not gonna lie to you, boys. That's such a good one. That's my favorite one of them all, dude. Let's do it again. We play that with some subwoofers, dude.
I love it.
Dude, boom. That's such a big bass. Last week, I went first and I got 2 points. Lions won, and Gibbs got me offensive player of the or MVP player of the week. Julius went second. He got. Oh wait, did I mess this up? No, I didn't. Julius got 3 points. That's right, because I never circled Branch. I was all confused. I was like, why am I missing a point here? He got Branch on the most debated defensive player of the week we have ever come across. We had to bring a 4th person, an outside judge in. Ultimately, Branch won over Kirby, even though Branch's PFF grade was like one of the 3 worst of the Lions, and Kirby's wasn't. I don't know, but I guess Branch played better. Anyways, he also freaking predicted the score again because Julius Nostradamus over there is just ridiculous. And he predicted the Lions to win. Adam got 1 point. He predicted the Lions to win. He didn't get anything else. Thus, Adam will go first, even though he is in first place overall with 21. Oh, wait, no. I'm all confused, guys. I didn't do my stuff right this week. I'm all over the place. Someone's winning with 21 points. It is Adam. 20 points for Julius and 17 for me. I suck. But Adam, you go first and you have the lead. So choose wisely.
Offensive MVP, definitely going Gibbs.
Why?
Going to be a happy Thanksgiving.
I'm saying that to every one of my family
especially
members.
with Monty being banged up. A lot of you people be like, oh, no, Monty's playing the Bears. He's going to get his revenge. No. He got his revenge last year. He dominated them both games last year. If he's banged up, I really expect it to be a Thanksgiving where Gibbs just goes off. I kind of wish that 2-touchdown game last week was this week, but maybe that's what's getting the juices flowing with him. He's just looking better and better each week. So what's better than 2? 3. Jahmyr Gibbs, 3 touchdowns, first of the season. I think he's going to do it.
What's better than 24?
It's 25.
25, baby.
That's exactly Gibbs, man. I think one of them is gonna be a bust, 70-yard touchdown run, 50-yard touchdown run, 50-yard screen, something like that. And then the other 2 are gonna be 20-yard, 5-yard carries, where he wasn't planning on getting the touchdown, but man, when Sonic turns on the Jets, he gone. So give me Jahmyr Gibbs offensive MVP. Kind of forgot I had to do defense and the score prediction. Defensive MVP. I'm kind of afraid because it seems that I cursed every single defensive player I take, as the last 2 have been ruled out.
You should take Montez Sweat.
I literally took Terrion because I took Terrion before he was even on the injury report. Then he didn't practice. Then didn't practice again. Was questionable, and the rest is history. So that sucked. And then the week before, I took
Zadarius.
Yes, Zadarius on his first game back. And he did not play either, so that stunk. And now it's got me worried about our other defenders.
And Julius is still the person who hasn't even predicted a defensive MVP yet this year. My man's about to be like Ben Neiman this week. I'm loving it.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go Kirby.
Give me a score.
Score prediction. I am going to go. Here's interesting. Secondary's beat up, so that
this is what shows you we don't look at this over before. This is right off the cusp, boys. You know, for everyone watching, dude, you see the mind rocking right now. The wheels are turning.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 13. I do think the Bears will snap our second half record we got going, 3 straight games, no second half points, which is insanely impressive. I think they're going to get just a garbage time touchdown when the Lions are up 34-6, blowing them out. They will get a touchdown to make it 34-13.
All right, 34-13 Lions for Adam. Gibbs and Kirby off the board. I'll go second. Lions win the game 27-20. Aleem McNeil be defensive MVP.
Oh, that's what I wanted to.
Thank you for telling me the center was out. That's why I'm doing that.
Ah.
Would have been Branch. I'll give the low-hanging fruit to Julius. Just, we're trying to help Julius out. We're trying to get Julius one defensive MVP this year. Like, he's got it. We're not trying to shut him out.
Ryan Branch.
It's a friendly competition, dude. As much as Julius stinks at picking defensive players, let's try to give him something. If he still picks freaking Trevor Nowaski over Brian Branch, then it's a problem, dude. All right. Offensive MVP against the Bears. The thing is when you think Amon-Ra St. Brown, you think Goff. And you just don't know how to differentiate the two.
Well, you can every single time, almost.
100%. Sometimes it's Goff, sometimes ASB, but you're 100% right. ASB had such a good game last week and has had a couple big games lately, but he didn't find Pater last week. Give me Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's finding Pater twice against the Bears this week with the utmost best Thanksgiving celebrations you could even fathom. I don't even know what it'd be. Maybe it's Christopher Columbus coming off of the ship. Maybe it is. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be freaking nuts. And I'm so excited. So give me ASB as my offensive player of the week. And Julius, round us out.
So I actually did ponder over this score prediction and thought it out. And
that's why he's been winning every week at score prediction. We need to think about it before, Adam.
I give it like a solid 10, 15 minutes, 10, 15 minute meditation, in there. But I have Lions 38, Bears 14. Pretty similar to Adam.
I would have said you stole Fat Beer.
Wow, dude. He just prices righted you, dude.
Listen, I didn't even see Fat Beer, Bob.
If the total points go over what you guys are saying, he wins. If the total points go under, it doesn't really matter how, then you're going to probably win. That's crazy.
38-14.
That's what you get for
I like that. I like those 2 points, Bob, but I'm gonna go 14. Offensive MVP. Since you guys left me him, give me David Montgomery.
Oh,
For the 3-touchdown afternoon turkey god.
Oh, could happen. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Defensive MVP. Since you left me him, give me my man's. Everybody talking bad, trying to call you dirty. Boy, you the best safety in the league, Brian Branch.
Love it. So we got 38-14 for Julius, Monty, and Branch, offense and defense. Adam, have a great Thanksgiving and take us out of here.
As always, everyone have a great Thanksgiving as well, too. Have a good time. Eat some good food. Spend time with the family. But if you're not doing that, check us out on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, at Honolulu Blues _. Check us out individually at Everyday FFB for myself, which is even up, but whatever. The Fifth Top for Julius, and Nick Faber NFL for Nick. So check us out there. And then, as always, if you're on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, we like all the comments, likes, subscribes, whatever you can do to help the show out. We appreciate it. But as always, before Thanksgiving,